There's a million toys for a million different boys. There's only one that I like. There's a million toys for a million different boys.
Okay, I'm going to do a review on some Stanley products today. This is the Stanley Classic Thermos range. Now all of these I use pretty much on a sort of a daily, if not weekly basis. They're fantastic. I absolutely love them. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on what we got here. So let's just move these other ones to the side to start off with, and we'll start with the little guy at the front here. So what we've got here at the moment is this Stanley. It's the Hip Flask. It's a classic. Hip flasks have been around forever. This one, obviously, by Stanley here. This is about 0.2 of a litre, 8 ounces in size. It's one of these aluminium. It's a stainless steel construction, which all of them are. And it's got this rough sort of textured edge, which is the sort of part of the classic look that you've been doing for a while now. I think it's looked really good, really hard wearing. This one, little screw top on it that unscrews, and it's got a connector at the top there. It takes a little bit of effort to get your drink inside it. It's quite a small aperture, but a quick pour, or sometimes you use a little funnel, gets it in there. Now this is obviously, like any other hip flask, there's not a lot to say about it. It is just a good looking hip flask, and I think it works well with the range. I think it's a nice little addition. They sell this with some cups as well at some point. This retails for about £20. The prices vary so much online, it's almost not worth talking about the price today. But so that's the Stanley Hip Flask. Now that's a personal little favourite of mine. That does come away on a few trips with me. Next one, the food flask. Now this one here, this is again, this is part of the Stanley range. It's not part of their classic range. It doesn't have the outer coating on it, but it's just a basic standard. It's not part of their adventure range, which keeps things a lot hotter for a lot longer. This one here, I don't know if you can see it at the base there. This is 8 ounces or half a litre volume. Now the reason why we have this is that when you're taking food away on a trip or a hike, it's very difficult to keep food sort of warm for a while. If you cook it in the morning, you're having breakfast, you've got some sausages left over, some beans. I normally chuck those in here, have them for lunch, keeps you a bit warmer inside. Nice big aperture for getting food inside. They'll say this keeps things hot for about 12 hours and cold for about 15. So it's a good thermos. The beauty of having the metal construction, the stainless steel with all of these flasks is you can take dents, you can take dins. There's no glass inner. Now some thermos flasks obviously work on a silver lined glass inner. Now this doesn't have it. This is absolutely rugged as they come. May not hold the heat for as long, but obviously it's completely bulletproof. And on the top here, the decent lid, nice rubberized seal in there. You won't leak, so you can put this upside down in your pack anywhere you want, and this is not going to leak out. So that's a really handy piece of kit. So good food thermos in there. You can put drinks in it if you want to take a coffee away with you. A little bit too large possibly, but a decent sized thermos there as well. Coming on to the large one. Now this one here, this is one of their bigger ones. This is sort of more of a take it out with the family, spend a day camping, or sort of about having a picnic for the day, and you want a large pot of tea. This one here, this is a 1 litre. Or 1.1 quart, as you say in the States, and again it's a Stanley Classic, so it's got the green mottled finish to the edge. This is almost like a hammerite finish you get with paint, and the Stanley stickers on the side. This one obviously comes with a bit more of a carry handle. This means that if you are carrying it, a bit of weight to it, it's hard to hold in your hand. It's quite big in diameter, but the handle packs down a little bit smaller, so it means that you can just put it a little bit flatter. But the main thing is it's up and it can be carried. Also, it can be attached to something. If you're going to carry it for a long distance, you can put it on your pack at the side, and it won't flop around too much. Nice steady handle. Now, with all of their large thermos flasks, they always come with a cup at the top. So you've got a secondary cup here if you needed it, if you weren't carrying a cup with you. Again, slightly insulated, plastic insert in that one. And you can eat from this as well. Not massively huge, but at least you get something from it. And again, Stanley branding on the top on everything, which is really nice. All the thermos have a nice rubberized seal. This seal can come off, you can clean underneath it. Sometimes you get food or drink underneath here. This does need to come up to keep it clean. Totally leak proof as well, as usual. And if you look into that, nice big aperture there, so you can get food into it if you want to. Probably more just a drinks based thermos, this one, or just a large pot of hot water if you wanted to keep something to drink later. So that, again, another nice thermos. Now these being stainless steel, they are hard wearing, they're virtually bulletproof. The downside to that is they're quite heavy, I mean, this is obviously with a litre of fluid in it. It's going to weigh maybe just 1.2 kilos. This whole unit it's probably half a kilo in total. When you start putting fluid into that, well, it's going to get up quite a bit. But the beauty of it is it will never break. So that's a pretty hard wearing piece of kit. And then moving on to the last one, this is my personal favourite. Now this is sort of my everyday sort of travel, go out and about, chuck this in the car, pop it in the back seat, don't have to worry about it. This one is half a litre in volume. I don't know if you can see that at all. So it's half a litre in volume. Again, it's part of their classic range. It has the classic look to it. It has actually a slightly larger cup, funnily enough, than the other classic one. They look very similar, but they don't actually work across. So it's a slightly larger cup on this one, which is funny because I think that would deserve the larger cup. Anyway, it again, a stainless steel, great looking product, and you can see from this that again everything is exactly the same as the large one, only scaled down. Probably a more personal sized drink here. Half a litre, you can get a decent sized cup of tea, decent sized cup of coffee out of this. Again, the same seals at the top, and this one's a bit grotty inside because I've used it quite a bit. So a decent size aperture. Again, you could put food into that, but mainly for hot drinks. But I think these are a really nice looking cup, a really nice looking thermos. Keep your food, like I say, hot for about 15, well, probably about 12 hours for hot, about 15 hours for cold, depending on the environment you're in and depending on how many times you open it and how much you put in it. Obviously, air is a great insulator, so if you've got a lot of gap in there, what happens is the heat comes out into the air and you lose it. So what you really want to do, if you can, is fill it all the way to the very top, whether you're going to drink it or not. I know it adds a bit of weight, but it does keep things warmer for longer. So that's the Stanley range. These are the ones I use pretty much on a daily basis. So I've got a normal size thermos flask here, which is my everyday use. I've got a food one, and then for fun little trips out, I've just got the Hip Flask there. So Stanley range, absolutely love them. If you like any of these descriptions or anything that I've talked about on this blog, don't forget to subscribe or like this video. I'm going to try and update daily with content, things that I use, things that I've tested, things I like. These are my own personal views. There may be products out there which are far better, but if you do like this, remember to like and subscribe and check back and see what other little trinkets I found in my man cave that I can put on the video.